Neno hili si hivyo. Mambo ni matatu.
Ladies and gentlemen, Ruth Odinga is a woman on a mission. And Ruth Odinga has offered herself to challenge William Ruto for the presidency in 2027. Allow me to read for you a post which Ruth Odinga made earlier today. ODM is a strong party and we must remain so. All negotiations so far have been done with our strength and unity. We cannot sell our party. ODM, a party of national unity. You know, there's been talks about selling ODM party to Ruto or selling ODM party to Uhuru Kenyatta. But according to Ruth Odinga, ODM is strong and must remain so. But that's not the basis. But that's not why I'm doing this video. I'm doing this video because of a post which Ruth Odinga made yesterday. Listen in, because I've always explained to you guys that in politics, nothing happens out of mere coincidence. And that everything in politics is normally well planned, well scripted, and executed to achieve specific political objectives. This is what Ruth Odinga posted. Today, my mother church, St. Peter's Nyamira ACK Church, and its congregants experienced the first Christmas without my brother, the Right Honorable Raila Odinga. This is the church where we, the Odinga family, traditionally worship during Christmas. The absence of Raila was palpable. It was evidently in the air, probably said in harsh tones within the pews. But to the church community in Nyamira, there was an unmarked seat whose occupant was missing. Let me take you to the paragraph which is going to form the basis of this analysis. It is unfortunate that barely 2 months after laying Right Honorable Raila Odinga to rest, some characters are busy defaming his name and reputation he worked so hard to build over the years on social media. Shame on you. Like I've said previously, ODM is a big party and it is upon us to make it bigger. It is entirely upon us as members to commit to make it bigger than what Raila left. Now listen, this is a party capable of fronting a presidential candidate. To ODM fraternity, if you don't find someone suitable within ODM ranks to go for the top seat in 2027, talk to me. I am here. This is a possibility. In short, Ruth Odinga is suggesting that ODM party should produce a presidential candidate in 2027. And that if they can't find anybody suitable, then she's ready to run against President William Ruto. That statement by Ruth Odinga is not just an ordinary statement. This statement was made during a church service, which was attended by Oburu Odinga, Mama Ida Odinga, Opiyo Wandayi, Raila Jr., Godfrey Osotsi was there, and several other leaders were also present when she made this statement. I want us to talk about this particular statement by Ruth Odinga. Before we do that, for those who are watching this channel for the first time, please take a second or two, click the subscribe button so that next time we produce a video like this, YouTube will automatically notify you. And to the subscribers, I want to continue thanking you guys for your continued support, because without that support, this channel cannot be where it is. Ladies and gentlemen, my first take is that Ruth Odinga is trying to raise her profile within ODM party. Remember, she is the Kisumu woman representative. She has declared her interest for the Kisumu gubernatorial race in 2027. But today, Ruth Odinga is offering herself for the presidency. After the death of Raila Odinga, Ruth Odinga did something which shocked most of ODM supporters. She offered herself to be Oburu Odinga's personal assistant. The reason why Ruth Odinga did that was simple. She wanted to be part and parcel of the ODM Central Management Committee. That is the highest decision-making organ of the party. You know, personal assistants always attend some of these meetings, but they don't participate. But I'm told Ruth Odinga normally attends in the disguise of being Oburu Odinga's personal assistant, but she contributes to the meetings. Even if she was not contributing, it simply means that she's there to listen to the discussions there, which is very important. And now she's offering herself because she's been making a lot of, because she's been saying a lot of things. And now that she's ready to face William Ruto, who was he addressing? Who was she addressing? Which takes me to the second thing, the options, ODM options for 2027. What are some of the ODM options in 2027? Because there's a camp which is saying Ruto totem. There's a camp which is saying no Ruto. But Ruth Odinga is now coming and saying, okay, ODM must produce a presidential candidate. You can't convince me that ODM cannot produce a presidential candidate. That if it cannot, I'm ready. In short, Ruth Odinga is telling ODM, especially those who are pushing for totem, that ODM is capable of producing a presidential candidate. One of the questions I keep on asking myself is whether ODM as a party is prepared. ODM as a party is prepared for the presidency. Are they prepared? I don't know. Maybe you could answer me. If ODM party is prepared for the presidency, if they have a candidate, then for me, I'll easily support the ODM candidate. But I doubt if they are prepared. But Ruth is simply telling them that's one of the options which the party should explore. Number 3, for me, this is a coded message to the unconditional support brigades. There are 2 camps which have emerged in ODM party. There's a general consensus that ODM might support Ruto. But there's a camp which is saying, okay, we support Ruto with conditions. And then there's a camp which is saying, we support Ruto without conditions. I think Ruth was addressing these brigades who are saying, let us support Ruto without conditions. Because according to her, ODM as a party must place conditions. And if those conditions are not met, then ODM can still front a presidential candidate. Number 4, Ruth is simply trying to appeal to a section of ODM supporters. You know, ODM is currently divided right in the middle. There are those who are saying, as a political party, we support Ruto. There's those who are saying, as a political party, let us run for the presidency. And there are those who are saying, it was a bad move to join William Ruto and the broad-based government. So he's appealing, in my view, to the majority of ODM supporters who strongly believe that ODM should chart its own political path away from William Ruto. And lastly, Ruth simply wants to be another Raila Odinga. We all know who Raila Odinga was. Raila Odinga was not an ordinary politician. Ruth wants to be another Raila Amolo Odinga. She wants to be commenting on everything, to dominate headlines, to dominate media, to be the center of discussion in almost all and every other issue. I don't know what you think. That's my take. Until next time, this is Lee Makwiny. By the way, tomorrow, President Ruto will be in Migori. He'll be attending a football tournament organized by Junet Mohammed. I don't know whether it would be right for us to preempt the president's visit. Let me come up with that video tomorrow morning so that we can see whether it's going to align with whatever I'm going to talk about ahead of that visit. Until that time, this is Lee Makwiny. Bye-bye.